Hi everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie, and today's video I am super pumped and excited to start this again. I am joining an open collaboration hosted by Jessica from the Waldock Way and Abbie from Rooted in Rest, and they are a couple of awesome homeschool moms who share here on YouTube, and they have been opening this collaboration up to all of us little homeschool YouTubers. And I am so excited because I've found some awesome homeschool moms that I have followed. I really appreciate Jessica for some of the printables that I've been able to get from her that she has created, specifically the planning ones, which have been really helpful to me. And then Abbie has been a huge source of encouragement for me as she shared a lot of different curriculum that I have found actually filled holes in my homeschool. And so I'm going to leave their channels down below. But it is an open collaboration, and I really encourage you guys to hit the playlist down below because you may find other homeschool moms who are able to speak into your situation and be specific about you. So this month's Homeschool Show and Tell is called Meet the Teacher. And so they came up with 10 questions, and I am super pumped and excited about sharing those with you so that you can get to know me. If you've been around my channel for a while, I have never actually thought to do this. So I am hugely thankful to Jessica and Abbie for doing that. So I am a homeschool mom to 3 children. My eldest is a boy with special needs. He is autistic, and that has really informed our homeschool in a variety of different ways. And then I have 2 children who are typically developing daughters, and that has also changed our homeschool in a lot of fun ways. So if this is of interest to you, feel free to subscribe and join our journey. And I just love sharing encouragement and that sort of thing for those parents who are struggling with special needs, but also finding the joy in special needs. And our typical children, of course. So the questions that they had was, how many years have you been homeschooling is the first question. And for me, I kind of did this in a very different way. God kind of pushed me into homeschooling both times that I did it. But I've been teaching my son for about 5 years now, going into my 5th year. And yeah, it was a huge learning curve. And then when the fun of 2020 happened, we chose to homeschool this past September. So I've only been homeschooling all 3 for 1 year, but Darian's been, my baby steps into, if you can call them baby steps, into homeschooling. Do I have a homeschool style? And I would say eclectic. That would be what I would say. I'm really drawn to the Charlotte Mason of short lessons because my son needs to have short lessons, and my daughters, I think, benefit from that as well. So that's more what I say, but I also like to do, some things that are typical of classic education. So yeah, I think eclectic, but leaning more to the Charlotte Mason side of things. What is my favorite subject to teach is the next question. And I would say I love teaching art and history. I think that's a big one for me. I love including our family history into history lessons because I think it just brings history into an understanding of the people who actually lived in that time. And so we have a loyalist from the American Revolution, for instance, and so you get to see the other side of that whole conflict. And so yeah, it's things like that. I also love art, and so I love sharing that with my artistic children. If I could choose only 3 homeschool tools, what would they be? Um, I don't know. I kind of wonder if this isn't going to become really monotonous, but I think the main one that I would not want to live without is my laminator. And I don't know, that might be told a bunch of different times in this collaboration, but it has been a tool that I not only use for homeschooling, but also my son's home-based therapy program that we use for his autism. And so I have found it just to be a very versatile tool. I think the other thing that I would is I have like a little carousel that holds all of our pens and pencils and markers and whatever. I found my first year, partway through the first year of homeschooling, I was pulling my hair out because I can't find my pencils and I can't find my erasers and stuff like that. And so that was really, yeah, that was the other thing. And then I think, yeah, I've done this off the cuff because I wanted to be kind of original. I think I would just say lots of reading books. And I don't know if that counts as one, but I really found the joy in reading aloud with my children. And so I don't know, maybe I would say our couch, since that's what we sit on to do our read aloud. But I've just found a lot of joy in doing read aloud with all three of my kids. It's one of the things that we can do all together, and I really value that and enjoy that. She says, what inspires you as a teacher? I think I would say that I have learned the value of having the time to be able to take to really slow down and teach my kids what they need and not try to be pushing them to meet the goals of what the end of the school year is supposed to look like. So for my son, obviously, there's going to be a lot of things that I need to teach him slowly over time. And then I also had a daughter who had eye issues, and that she struggled with math and reading. And so I've enjoyed watching and have been inspired by seeing how they have grown and developed because I was able to take the time they needed to move forward. And now my daughter is caught up to her grade level, and I'm so excited about that. And my son is just going to be one of those things that slow and steady wins the race, and I'm really excited for him to see that and enjoy that, and that inspires me. Are you an early bird or a night owl? I am a total night owl. I can stay up super, super late doing school planning or painting or doing those sorts of things. But early mornings for me are, yeah, murder. I don't like mornings. And part of that too is having a special needs child who struggles to fall asleep at night sometimes. And so average bedtime is like 1 o'clock, which means, yeah, I'm not getting up at 6. So if you are like me, then yeah, I am complete night owl. What is your favorite teacher treat? I am a big chocolate girl, although I know it's not good for me. And I would probably say my everyday treat is having some rooibos tea and some honey. And that's my like, okay, I need to take a break and relax for a little bit. That's what I'll do. Sit down in a quiet corner and do that while listening to classical music. Yes, I am one of those nerds. Do I plan and prep, or do I go with the flow? I am totally a plan ahead and have an idea of what I'm doing. And sometimes that works for me, and sometimes I have to be really like, okay, open hands with the plan. But specifically for my girls, it has been one of the things that has made me feel more confident as a homeschool mom to know what my plan is, where I'm going with it. If I see any areas that we really are struggling with, to be able to plan ahead and go, how can I fill this gap that I'm seeing? And for my Darian, he really requires, my autistic son really requires me to be open to how he's feeling and be willing to change the plan if he's having a bad day or whatever. And so, yeah, a lot of that is dependent on how he's doing. But I do generally have a plan and a thought process involved, and then go from there. And then the last one is, what is something you really enjoy outside of being a homeschool parent? I am an artist, and I really, really, really enjoy painting and that sort of thing. That's where I love. It fills my heart with joy to paint and bring God's creation to canvas. That makes me just so very happy. And then just seeing, how God talks to me. Like, this is my form of worship, but also how God talks to me while I'm recreating his creation. So that's one of my favorite things to do. Also, getting together with other homeschool moms has been a huge joy. I know it says outside of homeschool, or a homeschool parent, but I think if you can find somebody even on a corner of the internet that you can identify with them and chat with them in the comments section below, that has really inspired me and helped me move forward in my journey. And that's why I opened this channel, because I wanted to be able to do that for others who had already affected me. And I was like, yeah, I want to be able to do that for others. So I hope that you have enjoyed this Meet the Teacher Homeschool Show and Tell. Thank you again to Jessica and Abbie, and I will leave the link to the playlist and to their channels. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like and subscribe so that you can be a part of this conversation. Thank you so much. Talk to you later.